Hi there and welcome to another session of Accountancy for the 12th Standard with me Vishwanath sir. We right now are at accounting ratios and we are with the turnover ratios, the activity ratios, where we finished the inventory turnover ratio and now we go to the next ratio after that, which is known as the trade receivables turnover ratio. Okay. Now, in order to get the trade receivables turnover ratio, the formula would be very simple. It is credit revenue from operation, that is net credit sales. Okay, there is no cash sales which is involved, and net includes why? Because you have to minus the returns upon the average trade receivables. Now, how do you calculate average trade receivables? It is opening debtors plus opening bills receivable plus closing debtors plus closing bills receivable divided by 2. So in short, it is your trade receivables divided by 2, the opening and closing of the trade receivables, which is divided by 2. Okay, so this is your average trade receivables. So how do you go about doing this? Again, I am repeating, it is net credit sales upon average trade receivables, and average trade receivables is opening debtors plus opening bills receivable plus closing debtors plus closing bills receivable divided by 2. Now this formula doesn't end here. From this we can also find out the debt collection period. Now debt collection period would be either 365, that is the number of days in the year, or 52, that's the number of weeks in a year, or 12, that is the number of months, divided by the trade receivables turnover ratio. So once you find out the trade receivables turnover ratio, if you want to find out the debt collection period, you put the trade receivables turnover ratio on the denominator, and on the numerator you write down either 365 or 12. Usually it is the number of days in a year, or it could also be the number of months in the year as they specify. Now let us do a very simple sum. They have given you in the sum that your credit revenue from operations, that is your net credit sales, is 6 lakhs. The debtors and bills receivables at the end were 60,000 and 40,000. They have not given the beginning. So we are assuming at the beginning it is 0. So your average will remain the same. It will not be divided by 2 since the opening is not there. So it will be 6 lakhs, that is your net credit sales, upon 60,000 plus 40,000. So your answer will be 6 lakhs upon 1 lakh, that is 6 times. Okay, and if you want to find out your debt collection period, it would be 12, that is the number of months, divided by the debtors or the trade receivables turnover ratio, which is 6 in this case, 6 times. So 2 months is your average collection period. If you want it by the number of days, it will be 365 divided by 6, which will be around 61 days. Okay, so this is your trade receivables turnover ratio. Okay, now this it's a very simple thing, and from here we can go to the next ratio, which is known as your trade payables turnover ratio. Trade payables turnover ratio, it is almost the same, only thing there will be net credit purchases and divided by the trade payables. The trade payables is opening creditors plus opening bills payable plus closing creditors plus closing bills payable divided by 2. Okay, so your trade payables turnover ratio is net credit purchases upon average trade payables divided by average trade payables. Answer which you get will be in times. Okay, let's take up a simple example. The total purchases is 8,50,000. The cash purchases is 1 lakh and the purchase returns is 50,000. So what you do from this is, from 8,50,000 you minus 1 lakh, so it will give you 7,50,000. That is your credit purchases. From that you minus further 50,000. 7,50,000 minus 50 is 7 lakhs. So that will be your net credit purchases. Okay, your net credit purchases is 7 lakhs and your average trade payables will be your opening and your closing creditors they have given you. If bills payable are there, you have to take that also. So it's 1 lakh and 1 lakh 60. So it's 2 lakh 80 divided by 2, which is 1 lakh 40. So 7 lakhs upon 1 lakh 40, that is 5 times. Now if you want to find out the average payable period in terms of days, it will be 365 divided by 5 times. That is your trade payables turnover ratio. Okay, so this is your trade payables turnover ratio, which you need to understand along with your debtors. Debtors turnover ratio, it's debtors and trade receivables turnover ratio, it's completely opposite. Now we come to the next ratio. The next ratio is known as a working capital turnover ratio. Now the working capital turnover ratio basically would have your net revenue from operations upon working capital, and as you all know, working capital is current assets minus current liabilities. Okay, so just repeating, working capital turnover ratio is revenue from operations upon working capital, and your answer will also be in times working capital is current assets minus current liabilities. Now let's take an example. The current assets is 9 lakhs. The revenue from operation is 30 lakhs. So the revenue from operation will come in the numerator, and the current liability is 3 lakhs. Okay, and there is sales returns of 50,000. So we don't need sales returns at all. So it is 30 lakhs, which is the revenue from operation, upon your working capital, that is current assets, which is 9 lakhs, and current liabilities, which is 3 lakhs. So 9 lakhs minus 3 lakhs, 9 lakhs minus 3 lakhs will give you 9 lakhs minus 3 lakhs will give you 6 lakhs. So 30 lakhs upon 6 lakhs, that your answer will become 5 times. Your answer will become 5 times. Okay, so that will be your working capital turnover ratio. Repeating again, your working capital turnover ratio is nothing but your revenue from operations divided by your working capital, and your working capital is current assets minus current liabilities. Let's take up another example here. Okay, then the working capital turnover ratio is has to be found out. They have given you the cost of revenue from operations, they have given you the current assets and the current liability. So here, instead of taking revenue from operations, you can take cost of revenue from operations, because they have not given you the revenue from operations. So that is 1,50,000, and your working capital is current assets, which is 1 lakh, minus your current liability, which is 75,000. Okay, so that will give you your working capital. So 1,50,000 upon 25,000, that is giving you 6 times. Okay, so your working capital turnover ratio is 6 times. Okay, now from here we go to what is known as the profitability ratio. Now most of the profitability ratios there are 5 profitability ratios. There is gross profit ratio, there is the operating ratio, there is operating profit ratio, there is net profit ratio, and there is return on investment or return on capital. Except for the last, you will see all your other ratios will be divided by the net sales. Okay, so let us go first to gross profit ratio. Gross profit ratio is gross profit upon revenue from operations multiplied by 100. So here all your ratios will be in terms of percentage. Let's take up an example. They have given you 2 years figures. 31st March 2019, the revenue from operation is 1,60,000 and the gross profit is 40,000. Gross profit is also found out by minusing sales and your cost of goods sold. Okay, so it is gross profit is given as 40,000, and they have given you the revenue from operations, which has to be put in the denominator and multiplied by 100. So it is 40,000 divided by 1,60,000 multiplied by 100, which is 25%. Okay, next we have got in the next year, it is 60,000 divided by 2 lakhs multiplied by 100, which is 60%. Okay, please do revise these ratios, okay, which we went through, and we are now left with 4 more ratios. Okay, thank you so much. This is Vishwanath sir signing off with the view to meet you tomorrow also. Thank you.